I don't respond to journalists that just throw things out. Just throw it against the wall and see if it sticks, and now we'll get somebody to come back. Most people expect the people that they get their information from, and I've been around a lot of great journalists, okay, in Chicago, in New Orleans, in Los Angeles. In my opinion, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, okay? So I don't respond to that. People who know not and do not know that they know not are fools, and you shun them, okay? And that's what I've done with you. You throw things out. Omega Harris, I get a call back. Omega Harris, we've heard he's not on scholarship. See, that's not correct. So why would I call you every time you throw out something that's incorrect? I've got other things to do with my job. I can't do that 24/7, okay? Can't do that 24/7. You just throw things out. We heard that Terry Wynn may be leaving. We heard Dominic Artis may be leaving. Really? Really? And who do you get your information from? Who do you get your information from? What, Pickaxe? Pickaxe, is that where you get your information from? Well, you know what? You know what you try to do? We'll give you information when we're ready to give you information, all right? We'll give you information when the information is ready to be given out, okay? But I'm going to give it to people that are responsible, that understand what they're doing, that are educated in our game, all right? That understand what the hell's going on. Hey, listen, there are going to be so many different reasons why these young people are leaving, okay? They've got AAU coaches. They've got high school coaches. They've got parents, okay, that may be pulling it. It may be playing time, okay? We got a case with a guy right now. It's a girlfriend, okay? It's a girlfriend. He misses his sweetie. He misses his sweetie right now, okay? And she's up at a junior college, okay? And he wants to get closer to her, okay? So these are things that happen. They happen. They're happening all over the United States. And I really encourage you guys that are responsible to go and read this information that we've tried to provide you, okay, about what's going on in our game. I mean, it's really, really staggering what's happening. The 2014-15 season, there were 79 teams that had 3 transfers, okay? We had 1 that year, okay? We had 1. The teams with 4 transfers, there were 74 teams, okay? It's staggering. And you know we're really, that I'm seeing, and what's bothering me is what I'm seeing is it's the higher end schools that are on this list of 4 transfers. And that's where you're seeing people actually dismiss kids, which we haven't done any of. We haven't dismissed any of these kids, all right? We may have had a discipline situation where we did, okay? But we're not doing that because of playing time. And by the way, I respect Christian Romines. How he handled his situation was really well done. He came in our office and said, you know, bottom line, Coach, I know, you know, we were going to redshirt Christian Romines. Christian Romines, a young guy who came in here as the youngest freshman in the country, all right? We got dealt a blow with the injury that we had to Matt Wilms, all right? We lost 4 starters a year ago. We lost 4 starters. We came back this year, and we lost basically 2 before the season started, all right? So we really lost 6 over a 2-year period. So we couldn't afford to redshirt Christian, but now he sees Matt Wilm coming back. And between the time we signed Matt, we bring in Kelvin Jones, 6'11", 240. He had a chance to play pickup ball with Kelvin Jones. He thinks he's a hell of a player, okay? So all of a sudden he says, may not be some playing time. Same thing happened with Perez years ago. Perez is a starter. He sees Mackenzie Moore sitting out in our program. He's worried a little bit about playing time. So he books and he leaves. By the way, our man, I get a call from a guy saying that the reason McSwiggan left, according to our man here, was that he was mad at the athletic director. He was mad at the athletic director because the athletic director couldn't get him eligible, and guys were getting eligible everywhere. He suggested that I go talk to our women's coach, Keitha Adams, okay, about how to get somebody eligible, as if we didn't spend $12,000 trying to get somebody eligible. Okay, had nothing to do with that. It's complete fiction what's coming out from his mouth. Complete fiction. But he wants me to go on the air and respond to that. Some rumor that comes on some social website or some blogger, as if he's getting his news from CBS Sports or ABC Sports or ESPN. It's just complete fiction. Throw it against the wall and let's see if it sticks. This is a guy that I went on his show 10 times as the coach of the Bulls, the Hornets, and USC as a favor to Don Haskins. I wish I'd have never done that. What you got? Don't shake your head. You know I'm dead ass right. No, I'm dead ass right. I'm dead ass right. Yeah, I'm dead ass right. It's fiction. You're a fiction. Your show is fiction. Your show is fiction. What about him? What do you want about him? Is that right? Okay. What do you, are they? Well, we were in the NIT a year ago. Is that right? Okay. Well, you know what? We lost 4 starters. We didn't quite get there this year, Steve. Is that right? Well, you know what, Steve? If you're upset about us not winning games and you want me fired because of not winning games, that's your prerogative. Okay? Let me tell you what we've tried. No. Let me tell you what we've tried to do. So you just throw out fiction? You throw out fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. That should be based on the facts, and yours is based on fiction, and there's a big difference. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah. Why would I feed you? Why would I feed you? What? Why? Who? You're giving yourself too much credit. You're giving yourself too much credit. Yeah, you are. Okay. Let me give a quick update here. A quick update. Okay. He's talking about not going to the tournament. All right. I want to say this. 10 years ago, there were 10 at-large bids from mid-majors. All right. This year there was one, Wichita State, who I don't consider to be a mid-major. All right. Coach is making $3.5 million. They play in front of 12,200 every year. Our first year here. All right. We had 11 seniors, and we've had to rebuild the program, Steve. Okay. All right. All right. And we've had to do it with freshmen. I could have made choices. I could have gone and taken JUCOs. I could have taken all these transfers, right? These fifth-year guys could have done that. But I chose to try to do it what I thought was the right way given our APR situation. And we tried to build it with freshmen who we kept around C.J. Cooper. We kept around Cedric Lane. We kept around Julian Washburn, okay? John Bohannon were here for 4 years and came through it. We're really proud of that. And we knew when we had to sign 11, okay, in 1 year, which is ridiculous, that there was going to be some attrition. And you're looking at the numbers, that there was going to be some attrition. And so we continue to try to build it with them. Have we had a couple setbacks? Yeah, but everybody does, okay? We lost Isaac Hamilton. Hated that in August. Do I think we would have won more games, maybe gone to the tournament? Maybe so, okay? Lee Moore, we just lost him. Hate it, went to the pros. By the way, Steve, do you know how many guys have declared for the NBA draft this year? Do you have the numbers? Well, I mean, you're the guy with the shoe leather on the street. How many guys have declared for the draft? You see, you don't have any idea. But when that story came out, I was going down to your studio, to go into your studio, to go do a show to talk about Lee Moore. And I thought I better listen, which I've never done, on the way down there, see what was going on. And out of your mouth, there must be something wrong with me because Lee Moore declared. Well, let me tell you something. 164 guys have declared for the NBA draft this year that are underclassmen, okay? 164 guys. No, it wasn't. Your question wasn't that. It was, can they relate to me? All right. So let me tell you this, bud. Let me tell you this. You go through this list, and I'm really proud to be a part of this list that are having these guys leave. If that's what you're trying to tie in together, which I think is irresponsible as hell. Charlotte, the last 2 years, has had 4 guys leave. Okay. Iowa State has had 4 guys leave this year. Louisiana Tech's had 4 guys leave this year. Memphis has had 4 guys leave this year. John Beilein at Michigan has had 4 guys leave this year. I think he's a hell of a coach, good guy. Kim Anderson at Missouri's had 4 guys leave this year. Nebraska's had 4 guys leave. Thad Matta at Ohio State has had 4 guys leave this year. Okay? Why can't you inform your listenership of those things? You know why? Because you're irresponsible. Next question. What? I'm sorry. What is your name again, sir? Alex. Okay, go ahead. What is your question? Like who? Like who? Clea Turner visited here in the fall. He visited here in October, and we walked away from that situation. We had a chance to sign Clea Turner, but we decided we did not want to. And that's another thing. You know, I got some. You know, it's just absolutely unbelievable. I've never dealt with fiction like this, but I got some sheet here. Some guy who I think used to be a guy that sat in the stands. You don't want to listen to him because you'll join him. Some guy named Chris from, what's the name of this thing, Pickaxe Social, wrote that we'd had 42 guys signed, of which 17 never played a game here. I'd like to let everybody know that sometimes we sign guys because we got a great vehicle here at our university called Prop 48. We can sit a guy out here, which they can't do in the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, the Pac-10, all right? And as a result, sometimes we will sign a guy knowing that he might be a stretch academically in the fall, knowing that we could sit him out the following spring and have him pay his own way on the guaranteed student loan and the Pell Grants, all right? So sometimes we will take stretches on guys, knowing in this world of transfers that we might need a guy sitting out ready to step in for that void of that guy that you've left, knowing that these guys may not ever make their grades, may not choose to come here as a Prop 48. If they don't, they might go to a junior college or go elsewhere. 10 of the 17 names of this guy put down were guys that we signed as Prop 48 athletes. 3 of the 17 guys whose names are on this list, which you seem to quote as just being gospel, Steve Kaplowitz, okay? 3 of the 17 guys were guys that we called, and in conversation, Dwayne Benjamin from Lake Charles, Louisiana, I call him and I said, Dwayne, we understand you're the #1 football player in the state of Louisiana. I loved you in basketball. Would you consider coming to UTEP and playing basketball? Coach, I'd rather play basketball than football. I don't get to the airport, and it's on social media that the guy's committed. Nobody asked him to commit. Never asked him to commit. But we're going to put his name down as a guy that chose not to show up. And then he's going to go report it on the airwaves. This is what's so irresponsible about what's going on. We got another guy that's on the list, Mikhail McKay, who, by the way, we're trying to work with Mike Price to get him a hell of a football player. And we know that if we sign a guy that plays football and basketball, we can get an extra scholarship. Mikhail was a guy who was a good basketball player. We're going to sign him, let him play football, hope that he comes here. He chose not to sign with us in football because he had an offer from the University of Arkansas, where he went to Arkansas. Oh, and by the way, he transferred from there to Cincinnati, where he started at Cincinnati, okay? So that's the climate that we're in. And then we have Isaac Hamilton on the list, who was tampered with and went elsewhere. So these are the things, guys, this is the reason why we're gathered today, so that we can try to inform the uninformed. Any other questions?